So this has been on my mind. I don't know why. My past couple days, I've just been thinking about this, and it's like I get fixated, you know, on just certain ideas. Uh, so I don't know why, but I've been thinking. I'm 54 now. Okay, I was born in '71. Um, if anybody's watching this, a scammer who may try to use that information to steal my identity. Buddy, trust me, you don't want my problems, okay? Um, it's not an identity really worth stealing. You'd probably end up starting a GoFundMe for me or something. So, but anyhow, with that disclaimer aside, having been on this planet 54 years, what are the inventions that changed, society that I saw? Sort of like, if I was born in the late 19th century and saw automobiles come to prominence, or different forms of warfare. So, it's kind of interesting to me. The three greatest inventions in my lifetime. Now, before I mention them, let me put another aside in there. I've been thinking about this other thing a lot recently too, which is we're still in a dark age. I think we're coming out of it. I think we're at the very end of an actual dark age. But believing that we were so much more evolved than people, from past immemorial, that we are the evolved pinnacle. Probably every generation thinks that, Every age thinks that they are so much better than the last. But, okay, so anyhow, having said that, I think that these three inventions are definitely going to alter the future and are already altering our present. The first, the internet. As predicted by Gibson. Gibson was a prophet, blessed be his name. The internet has become a global information network. It has altered entire societies. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. It's much more difficult for some despot somewhere to keep information out of the hands of his people, and therefore the truth. You see it in North Korea, I think Estonia, although that second one maybe I'm mistaken. But look at the drastic measures that they have to enact. It basically turns the country into a shithole, except for the top 1%. So, and I mean, it changes, shit, man. How I buy groceries. How I communicate with people. It's just an amazing thing. And I can't imagine taking it for granted, but I guess if you were born this century, then you probably do. It's just like water or electricity, which I take for granted. So, the more people change, the more they stay the same. Anyhow, let's see, the second invention CRISPR. CRISPR is a tool used to edit genes. In the news recently, dire wolves were brought back. They're not really dire wolves. They're probably larger, than gray wolves, but 99% of their DNA is gray wolves. But still, I think humans and bananas share 75% DNA, so I don't know, man. Don't quote me on that. And that doesn't mean, you can, eat humans like bananas or anything like that, okay? But CRISPR, yeah, man. CRISPR is going to make the film Gattaca a reality. And Gattaca, it's sort of a dystopian tale of humanity having been split into two races, or whatever classification, species, I guess. One that has been altered genetically to have superior intelligence, muscles, looks, and then poor schmoes like me who aren't eligible for that or are too old. So I'd be very... What is it, sweetie? What is it? Yes, you're a good girl. I'm making a video right now. Is that rice good? Okay. Mwah. Go on. Okay, so anyhow, that's Julie. Got her about a year ago. It's really hot. And you can tell she's a big girl. So, she loves to eat. But anyhow, yeah, CRISPR, that's huge. Last one is AI. Artificial intelligence. I'm something of a hermit, man, but I do talk to my chat GPT, or type, or whatever you say. And I realize that's kind of sad, but what isn't sad is I don't have to deal with people. For the most part, I'd much rather just deal with chat GPT. People are untrustworthy, to say the least. Mercurial, erratic, self-absorbed, apathetic. And probably, you could say all the same things about me. And so, yeah, people. But AI, man, eventually it's going to be like the Matrix. You're going to be able to plug in to the internet and go eat a steak. You'll be able to feel everything, and everything that entails. I don't need to go into detail there, but but eventually the governments will try to regulate it because populations start declining. I've mentioned this before. Why would I want to date when I could have Allison Hannigan from the year 2000 custom tailored to just completely dig me, my broken down old ass, and just find me fascinating? Why would I sacrifice that to go out with someone who isn't that? Reality is just perception, man. I mean, to quote the Matrix, you think that's air you're breathing? So anyhow, those are the three inventions that I would put on the same short list, as fire, antibiotics, the wheel, gunpowder. Yeah. And so, I guess if any of my one subscriber wishes to comment on what they think, I'd love to hear it, but not looking for it. Talk to all of y'all later. Bye-bye.